Hi. Um, I wanted to let you know about how the first week went and what we should expect for the second week of our summer session. So here's our syllabus. It was the generic. I'm showing you the generic one because it depends on the section that you're in. Yours will say LO2 or LO3 there, and your section number will be a little different depending on which section you're part of. Um, Also in the syllabus, there is a course ID that was stated. That was an important thing. And if you got my handouts and watched my other two videos, you know why that was important, how you used it. Um, but what I wanted to start out with in the syllabus here was down in the attendance area, where it says that you must write in the discussions when notified. And I haven't notified you guys of any discussions yet because I'm still waiting from the publisher's site, from the publisher's rep to help us get a merged discussion board. See, currently I can set up a discussion board for each section, but I don't want that. I want us to be able to have some discussions that are going across the two classes. And if they don't get back to me today or tomorrow morning, then I'm going to settle on using Advanced 360, which is one that probably a lot of you who have taken online classes are familiar with, where I know that I can for sure have the two discussion boards merged, but it also merges other pieces of the class. Since we're not using Advanced 360 for anything else, it'll be fine, and then I'll just make in our discussion board a link into Advanced 360. The drawback is that you'll have to log in each time to Advanced 360 unless you already had Advanced 360 logged in for some other reason. You'd have to log in and you wouldn't be able to do the discussions right in MyMathLab. So there's a little bit of a drawback, but if they can't get what I want to happen in MyMathLab, we're going to have to go to Advanced 360 for discussions. So to let you know, the reason I haven't notified you about that is for that reason, that it hasn't they haven't made it capable of doing what I want it to do yet, and because there hasn't been much need for discussion, I've been handling other things by email, and for these first two chapters, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to discuss, and I just haven't had a reason to notify you. So keep your eyes and ears open for the discussions that we're going to be having. The next part is that if this important sentence, it says that if you did not register for your course material, MyMathLab / MyStatLab, by June 7th, then you'd be considered a no-show. Now, I had the enrollment date open for the course material until the 9th. Now, that meant that it was going to be the 9th at 12 a.m., so midnight of the 8th. But that was an extra day. So some of you guys sent me an email saying, you know, you're having trouble getting in, and that shouldn't have been the case if you followed these directions that you were supposed to have gotten in by Friday the 7th, because then there was still an additional day, regardless of the time settings that we had. And I'll discuss the time setting issue in a second. The other thing that was on the syllabus was that if you're going to drop the course, you want to drop it by July 15th, but that gives you a W if you drop by then. If you drop it by June 15th, just a month earlier, and which is only like a week away from now, actually less. If you drop it by June 15th, though, you won't have a letter grade at all associated. So you need to take care of that. I'm going to be dropping some people because they just have not gone in, haven't done anything. If you need to talk to me about that, you can. The current enrollment date on the course material is now set for the 11th. It's giving you guys a little bit more time for the 3 of you that I talked to by email. And so I hope you're getting this message. Anyway, this message that that part of the message that I'm referring to is this, that some of you tried to log into the course material and you got a page that looked like this, that said you've got the course the right course ID in, but it says the registration period for your instructor's online course has ended. It didn't say that there was a code error. There's nothing wrong with your access code or your credit card. You could pay for the course or set up your 17-day trial period, which, let me make this a comment to all of you who did set up a 17-day trial period. Make sure that you pay for the course material and you don't get yourself locked out. And take the responsibility to find the funds. If you wanted to apply for financial aid, you should have already done that by now. If you're still applying or still waiting, then be responsible and find some other source of of way to pay for the material. This is the college life. You gotta make it happen. Um, there's nothing I can do on my end. I can't make the course available to you. It's like saying I can let you borrow my instructor's physical copy of the textbook for a while, but sooner or later I need it back. Similarly here, in a kind of in a stretch, but I can let you borrow this course material for 17 days, but sooner or later I gotta get it back, so I can keep track of it. Anyways, if you want to use that analogy, fine. If you don't like it, that's fine too. Here's the other course ID. If you put in the Burrell 91954, it would say the same thing, that it had passed. And that was because it was set for the 9th, even though I said that you had till midnight on the 7th. Okay, the other thing is that, let's see here, the time setting. This was a mistake on my part, and that's why I'm going to make some adjustments for you. But the time setting was for Central Time, so I'm going to edit it now for both sections so that it is appropriate. We should be on Pacific Time because we are in California. This is West Hills, Lemoore, California. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set it for Hawaiian time because we all wish we could go to Hawaii and be there for the summer. Maybe you can. It's an online class, except for the midterm and the final, which even then, you could go to the University of Hawaii. I have a friend there. He could proctor. He teaches math at the University of Hawaii. He could proctor your test there. But remember, if you're setting up proctoring, I don't think I've gotten back all my proctoring requests. I sent you out, if you did request a proctor, I sent you out the paperwork that needs to be filled out for that. Anyway, so you can take it in Hawaii. If you go there, do your online class there, have it proctored there. If you live within a 2-hour radius, though, I'd rather have you come to campus because it's a big headache to manage all sorts of... Imagine if I took every single one of you, 80 students, and had to do a separate proctoring for every single one of you, contacting those proctors and following up with them, making sure that they're emailing me the material back. It's chaotic. And we have to, by the way, I can show you that email, but we have to do this proctoring. It's not my choice. It's part of the distance education addendum for this course. Okay, I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff out at you. You can always press pause and come back and listen to it over again. Here's another comment. I'm going to be turning the lockdown browser on. I meant to have that on for your first quiz, but it's okay that it wasn't. But I will be turning it on for these quizzes in the future, which means that you have to get the Respondus lockdown browser. It'll prompt you when you go to start the quiz, so you just follow the directions. So don't try and starting the quiz at, if the quiz is due at midnight, don't try starting the quiz at at 11:30, because you're not going to have time to get this installed and start the quiz and finish on time. Anyways, I'll check through these options a little bit later, but the point is that it locks you out of opening other browsers and going to other pages. Or you can, but then it locks you out of the course, and then it makes you contact me, and then I know why you were locked out. So it's pretty revealing. I'm going to go ahead and allow the calculator while I'm in here, and I've already not allowed the view example, but I'll go ahead and click that again because I did it individually for each one. All right, let's save those settings, and we should see that they appear right here. I'm going to open up section 2. Most of the students are in this section. This was the original section that people enrolled in, and then we opened that other section for more people to be able to take the class this summer. By the way, whenever it opens up and it's not showing the full frame, go ahead and just click on syllabus again. I will remove this from being the home page, like I said in my orientation video, and I'll eventually make this the home page, the course home. This shows you the dashboard and what assignments are coming up, what's due. Shows you the browser check, where now you can click on that and make sure that you can use the lockdown browser, so you'll be able to do the quizzes. And it has your progress material over here. Anyway, click on assignments, and currently my clock says 3:57, So when I look down here and I see that it says they're due at midnight, what that's meaning for me is that interesting that, okay, so by the way, when this opens, sometimes you need to choose which page you want to be on, or you can choose view all of them on the same page. I'll just view all of them because it wasn't starting with that first section. Okay, so it says 11:59, but remember that I set the time zone for Hawaii, so you actually get 2 hours more. That's not our midnight. If you started at midnight on our time, you'd have plenty of time to finish the quiz, actually. And a little comment about this quiz. It says that it's due at 6:11 p.m. That is because the Chapter 1 quiz was supposed to be done on Friday, by Friday at midnight. If you were following the pacing schedule, it should have been done by Thursday at midnight. But on all these quizzes, the first 5 quizzes, I'm giving you a day after, and then once we've got the hang of these things, we'll be doing them the same day as the pacing schedule. Go to that Excel file in the Dropbox where I posted those. So this is a new time. That means you have a little bit more time, and it's easy to remember. 6:11 at 6:11. Okay, so 6:11 and then 6:11 p.m. you have to have it done. Anyhow, get this quiz done. There's no penalty on it if you had not gotten registered for your course material, or if you got locked out 2 hours earlier because than what you thought midnight was going to be. Then this is now open for you. So you got about a day to get it done, meaning 24 hours. And then the late homework, the homework that was supposed to be due and done by Friday, I adjusted, and if you guys didn't get it done, now you can get it done with the late penalty. It's 5%. All the passwords are capital Pentalty, penalty. That reminds you that you're doing homework late and that you're going to have a penalty for it. Let me make sure I've got that. Penalty. Penalty. Okay, and so the late submission penalty is 5% for any questions that were not done by the due date. Now, if you didn't do any, this isn't that bad. It means ultimately you can get all the homework done at 100%, and you're discounted 5 and you get 95%. Each homework question has 4 attempts, and I mentioned all that stuff in the orientation video, so I won't go too much into it. I'm just going to click on one of these to see if it's showing the calculator button. So now you can see that there's a calculator button showing. Feel free to use that. And the StatCrunch button I will show you more about later. When you look at the textbook from this view, it only shows you the section that you're looking at the time. So it'll only show you section 1.2's pages. If you want to see the entire textbook, ebook, then you need to choose to look at the chapter contents, and then you can choose section 1 or whatever section. Anywhere you open it here, you'll still be able, you can open it anywhere you want here, and you'll still be able to navigate through all the pages, not just the section that you were on. So here's section 1.2, and that's probably hard for you to read. It would be for me. So you can switch your view, you can enlarge. If you need any help navigating your way through any of these, let me know. I can sit down with you over the internet, and I can show you how to do it. And we can do that synchronously, like talk together, not just me making a video. We can talk and show. Okay, so again, here's the discussions when I can have the ability to merge these. We will have discussions posted that we'll need to participate in. Here are the quizzes. This is another way to get to the quizzes. Just click on the quiz and test folder. But the assignments will show you all items. And here's another reminder that Chapter 1's quiz has been extended to 6:11 at 6:11. And that was just because of the 2-hour difference. I'm giving you the benefit because there was a 2-hour difference for the time zone change. If you did want to do another attempt, you can. We're currently using the best of the attempts. So you can have 2 attempts, and the reason why there's 2 attempts is, like I said on the orientation video, because sometimes people have a computer malfunction and they're not going to have time to contact me. and so they're going to just need to drop that first attempt and it messed up and find a reliable connection and then take a second attempt. But if it looks like there appears to be cheating, then it won't be 2 attempts that you get to keep the best one. It'll be 2 attempts that you keep the average of the 2. So then if you ever want to do a second attempt, you won't be able to just throw the first attempt and make it a wasted attempt, writing down all the examples of the questions, going through the textbook and trying to figure out how to answer those types of questions or the similar ones, and then coming to do the second attempt, because that's not the intention here. I did say that you guys could have open notes, meaning that you could use a review card, and I'm holding to that because I know what history tells me. So anyway, if you have any questions about quizzes or about the late homework, let me know. The quiz, and I'm going to click on it here. Quiz password is ready. That's another one where I also require a password, capital R EADY, so that I know that you're acknowledging to me that you understand that you're starting to take a quiz and that you understand all the rules. And so this is kind of like your signature to your quiz. Okay, I think the lockdown browser's on, so it's going to probably check me for that. I'm not seeing it do it yet, but so maybe because this quiz I didn't have it on, it's not going to do it for me, but in the future it'll lock down my entire screen. All right, I can't think of anything else. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Please.